besties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Emily. I love to chat about the library, plants, and other things that I'm doing, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm starting another reading vlog because I have just not made reading a priority in my life in the last couple weeks for a multitude of reasons, but I want to get back into the habit of reading every single day. I just have so many good books stacked on my Kindle right now, so I really want to get through a lot of those, and I figured why not film a little vlog along the way. I think a good goal for myself is to read, I'm debating between 100 and 150 pages per day because that just feels very doable, and I think getting myself back into reading every single day, that is also a good amount, not too much. So the last time I did one of these reading vlogs, I said that 100 pages per day was like not enough of a challenge for me, but I really have not been in the reading mood lately, so I actually do think 100 pages will be a little bit of a challenge for me, and that is because I have been very into puzzles and Tiny Bookshop, the video game on the Switch. I have been devouring, obsessed with that game. I clocked like 20 or 22 hours in the span of like 10 days, which is kind of a lot, like, to be playing a video game, considering I have a full-time job, I volunteer 2 places, I have a husband and dogs that need my attention, I have a house that I have to take care of with like chores and stuff, and then just like general relaxing, doom scrolling, whatever. Like, that is actually a lot of time to be playing a game, and I am almost done with finishing the game, so it's been really fun. I think I'm gonna continue to play it while it's like completed, but I also want to like start the game over to see if I can do it a little bit faster. That's just like a fun challenge that I have for myself. I don't know, there's no reason for me to do that. I don't think you get anything for like completing it within a certain amount of time. It's just like my own brain, my own personal goal of like to complete it a little bit faster, especially because now I know like what the important things are and yada yada whatever. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I feel like I could rave about Tiny Bookshop for a long time because I know I'm like one of the last people to like start that game, but I'm loving it so much. It is just so fun. So getting into the books, it is 1:30 on Monday. I have about half an hour left of my lunch break, so I'm going to try to read a little bit. I think during this lunch break, I'll probably try to find an audiobook, one of my arcs from Libro FM, because I have dishes that I need to do and I have a lot of laundry that I need to fold. So I think it'd be good to just like put on an audiobook while I do some chores. I haven't decided which one I want to read. Let me see how many I have. I have 37 audiobooks. Can you see that? I have 37 audiobooks downloaded on Libro FM, which is insane. That's really insane. So I think I'm just gonna pick the book that is the shortest so I can kind of get like some low-hanging fruit type of book and be done with like the first book in this reading vlog. I have Body Count by Cody Crowley, which is 9 hours and 42 minutes. Love Machines by James Muldoon, 7 hours and 21 minutes. Roots of Darkness by Demi Winters, which is 5 hours and 42 minutes, but I know I'm not going to want to read that one right now because I want to reread the first 2 books in the series before I read the little novella between and then the latest release, which is Dawn of the North. So that's going to be like a whole separate journey, a whole separate like reading agenda. So that's not for today. I have Until the Heart Stops by Jillian Eliza West, 7 hours and 7 minutes. Stay With Me Forever by Farrah Rochon. I think that's how you pronounce her name, the author's name. 5 hours and 8 minutes. So I think that that's actually the one that I'm going to pick up as an audiobook while I do my chores today. It looks like this is a small town romance, maybe. Paxton Jones returns to his Louisiana hometown for one reason to buy her mother's. It's about her childhood best friend, or her childhood crush. She's working with her childhood crush and falls in love with him again. Wait, I actually think that that's going to be such a good first book. That sounds really, really, really good. Okay, Stay With Me Forever by Farrah Rochon. That's the first book that I'm going to pick up. My audiobook, download and play, 5 hours and 8 minutes. And I actually listen to my audiobooks on 2.5 speed, so it'll be... Oh wait, sorry, I just started playing.
By Marissa Hampton. RB Media is the largest audiobook publisher in the world. Find your next great listen and get exclusive offers at RB.
Thank you. So I actually listen to my audiobooks on 2.5 speed, so it's going to take me a little bit less than 2.5 hours to finish this book, which will be perfect. I might actually be able to finish it before the end of the day. And one thing that I do on Storygraph, this is just like me, how I track my reading. I mark the audiobook that I'm listening to as reading on Storygraph in one of the physical formats, because I pay more attention to how many pages I read per day versus like the minutes or the hours listened. And so once I finish the book, and it like, so that way in my logs it tells me the pages read like in whatever sitting, but then at the very end I'll like switch it to audiobook, so it has technically counted towards an audiobook read. Does that make sense? I don't know. So Stay With Me Forever, how many pages is this? Oh, it's only 224 pages. So actually this, oh, it's number 6 in a series. Wait. Okay, I think they're all interconnected standalones. Wait, that's actually perfect, because then if I enjoy this book, then I can go back in the backlog where they all are about 200, a little over 200 pages. So that's nice to have like a series, a romance series that I may enjoy and can have to read as a backlog whenever I want a short romance book. Okay, I'm like, I don't know why I'm trying to convince you that this is the book that I should be reading, because I've already decided that this is the book that I'm reading, but like, I feel like there's a lot of really good reasons to pick this book. So, 224 pages. I don't know if I'm gonna actually get through all 224 pages. Why does it feel like 224 pages is a lot? But when I think about listening to 2.5 speed, a 5-hour audiobook, 2.5 hours, that's actually not that much. I don't know. We'll see how much I can get done. After that, I don't know if my full 150 pages for today is going to be for this book, because I have been obsessed with the Dark Olympus series by Katie Roberts. I devoured book 1. The plot and the smut, neither one were that great, but I couldn't stop reading it. And then I read the second book, and that book was so good. It was so good. I like could not stop reading it. The smut was way better. The plot actually like was plotting. Like, it was really good. I didn't really know like what was going to happen at the end. So I have the first 9 books in that series downloaded onto my Kindle. My library had them all, and I was like, I'm just going to get them all. So I just finished Electric Idol. I'm on Wicked Beauty, and then I have 4 through 9 left to read, and they are honestly like pretty quick books. I think they're only like 350 pages, but it does not seem like that long whenever you're reading it. So I'm probably going to pick up 1 or 2 more of these during this readathon, during this reading vlog, because like I said, I've been really enjoying it. And then I'm also working through my backlog of ARCs through NetGalley, because I just have a lot of ARCs in general that I haven't gotten to in Libro.fm and also NetGalley. So I'm reading Songbird of the Sorrows, Romancy. I don't really have an opinion about it yet. Like, the writing is fine. It seems like it's a good pace, whatever. I don't really have an opinion of it yet. So maybe I'll try to finish that during this reading vlog. I just read What Feeds Below, which is a bindery book. That was really good. That was pretty creepy. It was a YA book. It was pretty good. I have Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I've been really wanting to read more books by him. I read The Only Good Indians, I think, was a book that I read from him. That was really good. That book actually fucked me up. Like, I don't get scared for like horror thriller books very often. Like, I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to like movies and stuff, but in books I don't get freaked out that much. That book fucked me up. I know that this book is probably like one of his most popular ones right now, so I'm excited to finally get to that. I can't believe my Libby hold came in while I had my Kindle on airplane mode. And then I have a ton of alien romance. You're probably like, Emily, what is your Kindle right now with just like a bunch of random smut? Ursa Dax had like a sale for all of her alien romance books, and so I got like all 20 books, and I really enjoyed the like alien cowboy romance one that has the fun covers, the cartoon covers. I really enjoyed that series, so I wanted to get into her backlog anyway, and so I just bought all of the books, and now they're all on my Kindle, so I can read whenever I want. I just have to figure out like what the reading order is, because they didn't upload onto my Kindle in the correct reading order, I don't think, and they didn't stack like series normally do. So yeah, I just need to figure that out. I'm also about a third of the way through Yes Chef, which I know this book already released. I honestly am not really liking it that much. I don't know. I've just been in a little bit of like a romance mood lately, and this was just not it. So I don't know if I'm gonna DNF it yet. I don't know if I'm gonna like wait and give it another shot. but nonetheless, it's on my Kindle. And then I'm trying to see what else I have that may be good options for this reading vlog. Oh, I also have A Dance of Burning Blades, which is book 2 in this trilogy. And if my library has book 1, I'm going there tomorrow. I might see if I can finish that one and then get to A Burning. So that was kind of a lot of options. I'm working through this as I hit record. So you're coming along with me as I'm like actively working through what books I might read for this readathon. But Stay With Me Forever is the first book that I'm going to be reading on audiobook format so I can do some chores around the house during the rest of my lunch break, which I've already been talking for 15 minutes. So I have 15 minutes left. But I work from home, so it's like a 15 minutes, you know. Okay, let's go. Okay, so quick update. I did end up finishing Stay With Me Forever, and I thought it was a cute book. I don't know that I would like immediately go back and read the rest of the books in the series. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just like very much like a surface level romance book. And that's not really my vibe. So if you like that kind of thing, you might like this book. But the audiobook was really good. I really liked the narration in it. I was able to listen to it on about 2.5 speed, so I did get through it pretty quickly. And I think the story, like the pacing was pretty good until it got to the end, when I feel like it was just rushed, like heavily rushed. So I rated it like 3.5 stars. It was kind of mid, but you know, like I said, if you like surface level romance books, then maybe this book would be for you. So it's now day 3 of my challenge, and I am focusing on, what the hell is the book called? Songbird of the Sorrows. So I ended up getting to about a third of the way through the book, and they're now on like the journey of going to like the other kingdom. So this feels very much like a romantasy. So what I'm understanding from this book so far, there's this main character who was like the princess or like the daughter of this like king of like the area, and her mom died. The dad was so upset that he was like, you look like her way too much, you need to go away, which is kind of crazy. So she ends up going to like this like secret society where they are all in training until they reach a certain, I don't know, like 17 or 18. And then they're put through like these trials and tribulations. And once they pass that, then they get their true name. And every name is like based on a bird. I think they're called like the aviary or the aviation or something like that. So anyways, Songbird of the Sorrows. The Sorrows is the kingdom that they're in. And then she's supposed to be like the songbird, whatever. So she has like a little bit of like a secret identity. So she has this earring that she wears and it changes her appearance. So there's, you know, the 4 different areas of the world, and this kingdom is in the southern kingdom, and a lot of people there have darker skin color, they have dark hair, they have dark eyes, but her mother was actually from the north, where it's very like lighter skin colors, blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. So she has the traits of her mother. And so for her to like fit in with everyone else and also to hide her identity, she wears this earring that makes her have darker skin, darker hair, her eye color changes, whatever. And she's not supposed to tell anyone that she is like this secret princess, but her best friend knows. And then also I guess like the leader of the bird aviation place, whatever, also knows because the king was the one who told him like, take my daughter. So yeah, now she's about to be going, or now she's on her way to like this foreign kingdom. She's supposed to like enter this like challenge to win the hand of win the love of this prince that's in this other kingdom, and she's supposed to like marry him and stuff and then be like a spy. So she's on the way with this guy, Raven, who is now her commanding officer. I don't know. I can't really tell what the relationship is. It seems like there may be a little bit of a love triangle coming in a little bit whenever the story gets going, because I think that she may have like been in a romantic relationship with Raven before, but might like fall, like a very typical romantasy. It was kind of dragging in the beginning, not gonna lie. I was struggling to get through it. I think I only ended up reading like 50 pages of this so far today. So it's picking up a little bit, now we're in like the nitty gritty of it. I did have to look though on Storygraph, like what the rating was, because I was considering moving on to a different book just because like, I don't want to put myself into a reading slump, you know what I mean? But this book, let me read you the trigger warnings because I was not expecting it to be so dark. I didn't know like from the synopsis that it may be so dark. So on Storygraph, this book has 936 reviews and it has a 3.96 rating, which that is a lot of reviews and that's like really high. So I'm definitely going to like chug it out, like finish this book because I want to see what everyone else knows about, or I mean like why it is rated so high, because in the first quarter of the book, I can't see it being rated so high. Anyways, the content warnings. You guys know I like dark books and like horror books and stuff. Content warnings: graphic, torture, confinement, blood. Okay, fine. They're in the war. Moderate, sexual assault, sexual content, death of parent. Minor is war, rape, pregnancy. I feel like these are heavy trigger warnings for a romantasy book. I don't remember there being a trigger warning in the beginning of this book whenever I first started it, but I do have an arc, so it's possible like in the final version, the finished copy, the published copy, it does have that, and I just like don't have it in my copy. Luckily, none of those are triggers for me, but that's one thing I love about Storygraph is whenever I'm starting a book and I like want to know the triggers before it, and so I know like how dark and how much like mentally prepare myself, they have that. That's like one of my favorite features about Storygraph. That's all to say. My husband is going to a concert tonight. I think I'm going to try to finish. Well, I don't think I'm going to have time to finish this book because it's already like 3:30. But I'm going to try to get through as much of it as I can today because I would like to finish it as part of this little read-a-thon, read-a-vlog, whatever, reading vlog. So that way I can like tell you guys, what I thought about it. And I think you could probably already tell that my brain is like not working. Like I'm struggling to like speak. So I do have a little bit of brain fog today. I don't know what it is, but I may look for a different audiobook or another audiobook that I can start. And then maybe I'll just do like word search or puzzle or something that's kind of like just turn my brain off. Like I don't have to like focus on reading. I can just like listen to it, do something with like my hands, and then not really have to like use my brain. Like, I don't know. That sounds so bad to say because like when you're reading, you do use your brain, but you know what I mean. So that's the plan. That's where we're at. Yeah, I guess I'll just check back in with you guys once I have another update. Okay, quick update. It is actually a couple weeks after I started this reading vlog because life got really busy and I forgot that I had started this, but Songbird of the Sorrows, it put me in a massive reading slump. That book is so bad. It's so bad. I don't know how it's rated so highly. I remember I was telling you guys how I was like really struggling to get into the book. It was very slow in the beginning. It just like didn't really hook me. And I did make it 50% of the way through this book and I DNF'd it. And I was like trying to force myself to read this book, to finish this book just for this reading vlog. And I was like, Emily, reading is supposed to be fun. Let's not do that to ourselves. So technically on Wednesday, I did hit 100 pages. And on Thursday, I also hit, actually, I don't think I hit 100 pages on Thursday. So I guess like maybe this was a little bit of a fail, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace because I was really, really, really trying to finish this book. And I couldn't do it. I kept like trying to get on my phone because I just like didn't want to continue reading. So I stopped whenever she was like in the castle, the kingdom, whatever, and having met the prince that she's supposed to be like competing for. And the trials to make the prince fall in love with her was like, they didn't really make sense to me because I thought I thought the way it was originally explained was that the trials were supposed to make the prince fall in love with her. But really the trials were like, I don't know, they were like mental games. Or I didn't get to any like physical game parts, but like they were like mental games, and it just didn't really make sense to me like how the two correlated. Like if it was to make the prince fall in love with her, he's a sociopath, psychopath. Is it because he likes women who are smart? Wouldn't it be more about like your status and what you can like bring to the table and like political reasons? I don't know. It just didn't really make any sense. And it just felt a little bit too tropey. Like they were trying to just like hit all the marks of first setting it up maybe for an enemies to lovers, but also like a forbidden romance and secret romance and second chance romance and whatever it might be with this Raven character. And I don't know, it just, I wasn't vibing with it. I didn't super love it. It was really dragging, and I made it, I think my review was like made it to chapter whatever, and I just couldn't give a fuck about what was happening. I just could not care about anything that was happening. And that was when we were in like the thick of it. Like whenever we were in like the semi-climactic part. So if I felt that way then, I definitely would not have enjoyed the rest of the book. So I ended up just DNFing it, and I'm just gonna call it a loss on Thursday. However, I did push through on Friday and I finished Into the Drowning Deep. I had just had this book for a while on audiobook. There was no reason for me to have not finished it yet. It was just like I had 15% of the book left, and it's not that I wasn't enjoying it, because I actually really, really, really enjoyed this book. It's just I didn't want to like listen to an audiobook. I wanted to actually read a book. So I think having read the audiobook that I read in the beginning of this video kind of jogged like, oh, I actually am really into like audiobooks again. It comes in waves. It comes in waves. Part of being a mood reader for me, I feel like, is mood reading the genre and also mood reading the format. So I don't always listen to audiobooks, but I feel like when I am listening to audiobooks, I'm listening to many all at once and back to back. So I did finish Into the Drowning Deep. It was really good. I highly recommend this book. It was an ocean horror book about murderous mermaids, and I hate the ocean. Ocean horror is terrifying to me because the ocean is terrifying to me. So like everything that goes on in ocean horror is like what I already envision. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I definitely want to read more of Mira Grant's backlog, which I know that's a pen name, and I've also read books by the author I think Shannon McGuire is who Mira Grant is. They are one and the same. I have read one of their books before also. I really enjoyed that one as well. It was a little novella. So I'll probably read more of their backlog. That's all to say the narration also fantastic for Into the Drowning Deep. So that was my update for Friday. So I officially completed this challenge. I am happy with this reading challenge. I think it's okay during reading challenges to DNF books and maybe not hit the mark every single day, but I at least made an effort every single day to read, which was the point of this reading challenge. And I will say it also really helped me in like the days since then. I know I said Songbird of Sorrows, whatever, put me into a reading slump. It put me into a ebook reading slump. Does that even make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense. Like a fantasy romantasy ebook. I've been very much loving physical and audio and horror. I'm done with the romance. I'm done with the romantasy. I'm back into my horror phase. So I would still say that this was a win. Another book that I forgot I wanted to mention in this little recap was Yes Chef. I did end up officially DNFing it. I did not read any more than what I had read at the beginning of this video, so I didn't read any of that during this reading vlog, whatever. I heard that there was something that I don't super love in not like fantasy romance stuff. I don't like the breeding kink. I don't like the breeding kink, and apparently the main character in Yes Chef has a breeding kink, and I already was like a third of the way through, and I wasn't really like vibing with the book. It didn't feel like one that the main characters were like fully fleshed out. Their relationship or the beginnings of the relationship seemed very surface level, but also like they didn't really make sense, and it was just kind of forced. So I was already not super loving it, and knowing that then there was a breeding kink in it, I decided to just DNF it. And I say in regular romance, I don't like that because I read Omegaverse, and I feel like that is breeding kink. But I eat that shit up in Omegaverse and like alien romance and stuff like that. It's just like real life breeding kink. I don't want to read about that. So decided to just DNF Yes Chef also, which was another arc. At least I didn't spend money on it. And if you like reading kinks, maybe you would like Yes Chef. Like, you know, it's just for me, I didn't love it. So I did make a little bit of a dent in my NetGalley TBR, which again was another thing that I like kind of wanted to do as part of this reading vlog. NetGalley and also Libro FM, because both of my audiobooks that I listened to during this video were from Libro FM. So I am now still in the 30s, but to count down. And I also now can check off 2 books from my NetGalley list. So overall, calling this a win. And overall, I hit 100 pages a day 4 days this week. And the one day that I didn't was because I DNF'd. So again, a win in my book. I really like doing these reading vlogs. I think they're really helpful for me whenever I am feeling myself having too much screen time, not really making reading like a priority in my life, whenever I love reading. And I know that reading is supposed to be fun and it's just like a hobby, but I also know that sometimes it's like a mentally good hobby for me, even though I read a lot of horror. So whenever I'm starting to feel like mentally exhausted and just like tired from life, I know probably part of it is because I'm on my phone too much. So it was good for me, for myself, to have made more of an effort to read, and that reading vlogs like this always hold me more accountable for myself because I like pushing out videos. So yeah, if you are not aware, I'm now on Bindery. My Bindery page is tattooedlibrary.binderybooks.com, and I'll put a link below if you'd like to join. If you are a part of my full color tier on Bindery, then you get early access to my YouTube videos. You'll get access to them a couple of days early and also a little bit of exclusive content. And if you want to sign up for free, that is also an option. I have new videos coming every Saturday morning. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I live, laugh, love the library, and I live, laugh, love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!